Hello everyone, myself Sumangla Biradar, Assistant Professor in Information Science and Engineering Department. So today we learn about a new course, that is Database Management System, and subject code is 18CS53. So first we'll see overview of the course. So the DBMS is a tool which is actually used to manage the data and extract the useful information in a timely fashion. If you want to take this course, so for that you have the knowledge as a previous knowledge regarding basic mathematics and DMS and programming and data structure concepts. So what are the outcomes of this course? After learning this course, you will identify and define the database objects, enforce integrity constants on a database using RDBMS. Next course outcome is analyze and develop relational modules, relational algebra concepts and ER diagrams. Demonstrate the structured query languages in the design of database systems. Design and build simple real-world database systems and applications using graphical user interface. Implement normalization algorithms, transaction processing, concurrency control, and database recovery protocols using database design theory for different applications. First model is about introduction about the database. So overview of the model. In this model, you are going to learn about the database, what actually database means and what are the characteristics of database, advantages and application of the database. Also, you will learn about the different database languages and three schema architecture and conceptual data model using entities and relationships. So outcomes, after learning this model, you will get to know about identify and describe the fundamental elements of DBMS, explain the basic concepts of relational data model, explain the basic concepts of entity relationship model, design ER models to represent simple database application scenarios. First, we'll see some of the basic definitions before going to learn about what actually database management system. See, database management system, it starts with the word data. What actually data? Data, it is a known facts that can be recorded and have implicit meaning. So for example, if I take as a student, name of the student, yes, you can record name of the student as it is a data and it is also having implicit meaning. So student name means what? It tells that is the name of the student. So that is what we call as a data. Name of the student, USN of the student, book title, okay. So like that, any which one you can record and that is having implicit meaning, that one you can call as a data. It may be the place or it may be the person or it may be the textbook, classroom, anything. Next is, what is database? A collection of related data. So if I take as a student name and next USN number, SEM, next date of birth, all these are data and all these are related to one person. What is that? That is the database, that is student related data. So now data is what? It is the name of the student, that is one data, USN is one data, book of the title is also one data. But here name and USN of the student you can call as a one database as a student, because name and USN related to the student, that's why we call that one as a database. Next is mini word, some part of the real world about which data is stored in a database. So some part of the word, so it may be the student grades at a university or it may be the reservation of the bus, anything here. So in the real world where you require the collection of data and related data, and that one if you want to store in a database, so that one only we use the word as a mini word. Next is we are going to know about database management system. It is a software which is used to create the database and to maintain the database using the computerized concept. Okay. Next is database system. So database is different and database system is different. Database system, it is a system composed of 5 major parts. One is hardware, software. Here software is your DBMS, and person, that is the users. So which users want to use that data and which purpose they want, and procedures and data here. So these are the some of the basic concepts. So now you already know that what actually data and database. Let's see, this is the one example demonstrate what actually your database and DBMS. App is different types of the apps. Is all the apps collect the different data, and those data's related data you want to store in one container. That container only we call as what? Database. To create those data, all the related data to collect and to store in the database, you require programs, and that programs only we call as what it is? DBMS here. This software which collects the data from the apps or maybe from the users, okay, and using application programming interface, it creates the data, okay, related data, and it stores in the form of the database in the disk here. So some of the implicit properties of the database. Database represents some aspect of the real world. So that is, you can call as a mini world or the universe of discourse. Next, changes to the mini world are reflected in the database. So database, it is what? It is a container or a disk that contains the real world aspects. So any changes if you make, all those changes must be reflected in the database. And it is database is logically coherent collection of data with some inherent meaning. So for example, if I take the university, in the university you may get the different courses and students will take those courses here. So there is the some relations between student and the course here. So for example, if I take the same subject DBMS, this is the one course and you will take this course here. So this course is run by which department? Information Science and Engineering. So this course is taken by the student here. So meaning of this one is what? There is the some relations between the course and the student here. So that relation only we call as what? Logically coherent collection of data. And database is designed, built and populate with data for a specific purpose. So if you want to create a data, so for that purpose is very important. So this is the database system environment. Users are programmers. Which users or programmers want to store the data or want to get the data? So now that may be the any casual users or it may be the any application programs here. So now they want to store the data or they want to access the data. So for that they will send the request here. So that request only it is in the form of what? Application programs or queries here. So any data related queries, okay, information if you want, this users or programmers want, then they have to send that request in the form of queries here, and those queries are processed by using the DBMS software. So this is the software you are used to process the queries. These queries are collected from users or programmers. Next, software to access the stored data. So if it is the query to store the data or to retrieve the data, that one it is accessed by the software. So collection of this two only we call as what here? DBMS software. So now here you are storing the data in the two disks. One is stored database definition. Here just you are storing the definitions of the data. Definitions means what? It may be the student name, USN number, and what is the data type of the student name? It is string type. And what is the data type of USN? It is the once again string type. So name, okay, student name and USN and data types of those two we call as what here? Store data definition, and it is stored in the form of metadata. Remaining thing, when I enter the information for the student name. For example, assume that name of the student is Harry and USN number is 2BL okay, 2BL17IS001. So 2BL17IS001 and Harry is stored in this database, stored database, and student name and USN and data types are stored in metadata. Here just definition of the data is stored and here information about that data is stored here. This is the database system environment. See this collection of programs, software, and this disk we call as what? Database system. So functionalities of the DBMS. First one is the define. So first you have to define the data. So as I told here, define means what it is? Definition of the data. Definition of the data is what? What data type? Types of the data, structures and constants of the data. That is what we call as a define. Next is construct or load. The initial database contains on a secondary storage medium. So now after defining the database, you have to store the information related to that data. That is what you call as a construct or load. Next is manipulating. Manipulating the database means, so once again in the manipulation you are having the three categories. First is retrieval. So in the retrieval you will get the querying or generating the reports. Next one is modification. Modification means insertion, deletion or updates of its content. What are the contents you are in? That one if you want to modify, that is what we call as a modification. Next is accessing. So the database through web application. Through web application if you are access, that is what you call as a accessing. So next is processing and sharing. So set of concurrent users and application programmers can access all valid data. So now what are the data you will have? No, that one you can process and also you can share the same data with the other applications or with the other users. So next we'll see what actually some of the examples of the database. I'll take the mini word. So mini word means what it is? In the real world, any one sample which has the implicit meaning and also related data you can contain. You can explain. So that is the university environment is one of the mini word. So in the mini word you are having the different types of the entities. Entities means what? In university whatever things comes, that one we call as a entities. So students, course, sections of courses. In under the courses you are having the different sections. Next is department and instructors. Okay, so these are the some of the entities. Next is some relationship between these entities. So courses, sections are of specific courses. Students take sections. Courses have prerequisite courses. Instructors teach sections. Courses are offered by departments. Students major in department. So I'll explain with the one example here. For example, course. So now course is what? This is the entity. Section is also one entity. Next is what actually? Sorry. Section is also one entity. Course is also one entity. Grade report and prerequisite. So these are the different entities. And now course name, course number, credit hours and department. All these things what we call now? These are metadata. Okay. So course name, course number and credit hours and department are metadata. So under this metadata, what are the informations you will enter? No, this introduction to computer science and this course number, credit hours and CS, data structure, discrete, all these things what we call as a information, and these informations are stored in the stored database. Okay, yeah, as you know that you are in the two disk, one contains the data definition and another contains the records of the database. These records are what? These are the records and this is your definition. So now course and section. See here, for example, if I take this one, so now here for example, course is one of the entity and section is another entity here. So now my thing is what here? So now I have to take the things. Course and sections are having the relationship. How? See here, this course number and this course number is having the some implicit meaning. So implicit meaning means what? These two are coherently related. How it is related means what it is? So this is the section. So this section will runs the course. Okay, this section will comes under the course. Which course it is? Data structure. This is one course and this course is contains what? It is having the same course number in the section. And these are the three different grade report and the prerequisites. So next we'll see the characteristics of the database approach. First one is the self-describing nature of the database system. A DBMS catalog stores the description of the database, particular database, example, data structure and types, and this description we call as a metadata, and this allows the DBMS software to work with different database application. So now with example explain what actually database catalog means. So this is the example for the database catalog. This database catalog contains relations and columns. Relations means entities. How many entities are there? That is student, course, section, grade report and this prerequisites. So these are the five entities, those we call as a relations here. Each entity contains how many columns? That is the number of columns here. Student contains 4 columns, course contains 4 columns, section 5. Next, in each column, what is the name of the column and what are the data types and what it belongs to which relation, that information is stored in the column. See here, name, this is one of the column name and data type for that one is character with the limitation of 30 characters. Belongs to which relation? It is the student here. So these things, okay, columns and this information you call what? You call as a metadata and it is stored in the first disk here. And this is the sample of the catalog. Collection of all these things we call as a catalog here. Next is insulation between programs and data. It is called program data independence. So now here program and data are independent. So now program is what it is. To process the queries you are using the programs and data, what data you want to access, that is stored in the disk here. There is no relationship between these two. If you want to change these queries at any time, yes, you can change the queries here. In the same way, if you want to make any modification in the data, yes, you can make modification in the data without affecting the programs here, and it allows changing data structures and storage organization without having to change the DBMS access programs. Means what? So now what are the data structure you have stored now? So data structure may be the domain of the data, constraints of the data. So now for example, data type earlier by mistake you are taken as a int, but when you start inserting the records, you get to know that yes, the data type for that particular data must be int here. Then you can change that one, okay, in the metadata without affecting your programs. Okay, that is what you call as a insulation between programs and data. These two are independent. Data abstraction. A data model is used to hide storage details and present the users with a conceptual use of the database. So now here how data is stored, all that information is hidden. So any user, if they want to view, they can see only that particular record. Okay. Programs refer to the data model constructs rather than data storage details. Here even programs we are using now, it is related with how to create the data and how to retrieve the data. But you are not bothered about how to store the data and what are the procedure you are used to store the data. That informations are hidden here. Only to create the data and to store the data, okay, to retrieve the data, what you call as a data abstraction. Next, one more is support of multiple views of the data. Each users may see a different view of the database, which describes only the data of interest to that user. For example, in the student database, it contains the information about the name of the student, SEM of the student, date of birth, address and USN. But I am the student, I want to view only the student name and USN. But in the database, it is stored all the 5 information: name, USN, address, SEM and date of birth. But I student want to view what? I want to view only the name and USN. Yes, you can view only those 2 data. That is what you call as a multiple views of the database. Database may contains the multiple data, but what actually user want to view, only that specific view also you can view here. That is what you call as a multiple use. Sharing of data and multi-user transaction processing, allowing a set of concurrent users to retrieve from and to update the database. Care is needed to avoid interference. Means at the same time, more than one user can access the same data, and also they can update the database without affecting the interference. So for this one, I'll take the simple example of booking the bus here. Okay, you want to book for the one bus and seat number is 21. So yes, and another person want to book the seat number as a 22. So then what it is, both want to access to try to book at a same time here. Yes, it allows both to book the seat numbers 21, 22 without affecting the others information. So that is what you call as a concurrent users. Concurrent users means what? Simultaneously more than one user can access the data here. Next one is the concurrency control. Within a DBMS, guarantee that each transaction is correctly executed or aborted. Concurrency control means, so while making any transaction, if any failure occurs, then it controls that situation. So that is what you call as transaction is correctly executed or aborted. I'll take the transaction of, for example, you will go for the online shopping or money transaction through the online. So during making transaction, sometimes you may face this problem. So from your account already amount is credited, but it is from your account already amount is debited, but to whom you want to send, so it is not received by that particular account here. So in that situation, during transaction, if any failure occurs, then after some time you will get your amount back here. So that is what it is you call as a concurrency control. Recovering the subsystem ensures each completed transaction has its effect permanently recorded in the database. So whenever you make the transaction, after completion of that transaction, all the data is stored permanently in the database. If any problem occurs, system crashes, power off goes, then this DBMS will ensure that as your system, data will be recovering, with the support of the subsystem here. So these are some of the characteristics of the database. I hope you got this one. Okay. Thank you.